Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. And today on the show, for the first time, we have Cole Lee. And Cole has a big part in a lot of different shows here in town. Actually, he's in 4 or 5 different shows. And he has a great musical background as well in his family, and we'll talk about that on the show. Today is Thanksgiving, and so I just want to say Happy Thanksgiving when we launch this episode. So this is, of course, one of our national holidays here in the United States, and it's always a great time to say, what am I thankful for, and to kind of reflect on our blessings. And and so I was just kind of saying, what are some things that I am thankful for? And I could list off probably 100 things, but I said, I'm going to list here just a few of them. And I said, the first thing I'm thankful for is Jesus. And he is the ultimate, and he made the perfect sacrifice for us. And so definitely thankful for what he has done for us. I'm thankful for my family. For those of you that don't know, I have a beautiful wife. We've been married several decades now, and I have 3 boys. So I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for our viewers, people that watch this show and support it. I am thankful to those people that come to Branson and support our community, support our town. And I'm thankful for music. And this thing has been going through my head of music matters. And, Branson is a place where you can come and experience a lot of different types of music, whether it's country music, whether it's pop, whether it's rock and roll. We've got bluegrass. We've got all different types of music here, and incredible musicians here in town. And so, we have survived this what I'd call second year of COVID. And so I'm just thankful for our community of continuing to entertain people and to take care of people. And people need Branson. They need to escape sometimes their reality, and they need to come to a place where they can refresh. So that's my thank you message. We'll be back in just a minute to talk to Cole Lee.
The Christmas season is a perfect time for family traditions, and Branson's Lights of Joy, Branson's all-LED Christmas display drive-thru, is a great way to create those lasting Christmas memories. Whether you're young or young at heart, this is the perfect COVID-friendly Christmas experience. We've got the perfect cure for cabin fever. It's time to get out and catch the Christmas spirit. Enjoy the lights from the comfort of your own car. Discover over 250 different Christmas displays and an amazing drive-through tunnel with state-of-the-art lighting. Branson's Lights of Joy is located just north of Sight and Sound Theater on Expressway Lane. Open nightly through January 2nd. Santa loves these lights and will be there on select nights. Visit lightsofjoydrivethru.com for more info and to book online.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. And today, for the first time ever on the show, we have Cole Lee. And so Cole, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, you are in a whole bunch of shows in town, and we're going to talk about those shows here in a little bit. But we always talk about history.
Sure.
And of course, you have a rich musical history in your family.
Yes.
So you just take it from wherever you want to go, and we'll go from there.
Let's see. I'm the grandson of the late great Silver Fox Charlie Rich, and so I've kind of had it in my genes, music my whole life.
Now, if somebody doesn't know who Charlie Rich is, name drop a couple of his songs.
Behind Closed Doors, Most Beautiful Girl, I Take It On Home. Those are all number ones. Yeah, he was Entertainer of the Year in 1973.
Lots of awards, Grammy Award winning. So you've got a musical heritage.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know anything else. That's all I do is play music, ever since I was in high school even. So I, after high school, actually in high school, I got a job with Randy Meisner from the Eagles. You probably remember Randy, he's a bass player. Randy hired me on, and my mom and dad sang harmony as well on this, and we did a Vegas tour for, I think it was like 2 months or something. I missed as much school as I possibly could, which is crazy. They said if you miss one more day, you have to do it again, right? Didn't want to do that, but anyways, we I did that stint with him out in Vegas, and I said, man, this is what I want to do for a living, you know. So right after high school, I moved to Nashville, and about 2 weeks in there, I got an audition for Keith Urban's manager came up to me and handed me a business card and said, you know, you come try out for this thing. And out of 60 people, they were looking for a banjo player for the Golden Road Tour. And out of 60 people, I was the only one to bring a real banjo. Everybody knows how to ganjo, you know, right? Tune like a guitar, not like the banjo, right? Huh. And so they played it like that, and I was the only one that played it like a banjo player would, I guess, right? So they hired me on, and so I did the Golden Road Tour with Keith, then after that went on to Blake Shelton and did lead guitar for him on the Sun Beach Tour, and Sonny Sweeney and many more in Nashville, and that went to Austin, did a stint down there.
See, and this is what I like about this show, is because we get this history that we don't often hear about it or get on the stages. And I tell people our entertainers in Branson are world class.
Oh man, they've been everywhere too.
Yeah.
A lot of them have.
And so this is just you're just another example of it. I love it. I love it.
It is cool. After Austin, you know, I did a Randy Rogers Band of Sea release tour. I was a hired-on gun for the longest time, you know, kind of to play whatever utility kind of player, you know, and a lot of banjo, a lot of mandolin. Did you remember Paul Harrison, the Cleverleys, right?
Oh yeah.
So my mother, her diabetes got a little worse, so I moved back from Nashville to Harrison, Arkansas, which is about 30 minutes south of here, right?
That's where I grew up.
Okay, yeah, all right, cool. So moved back there to help my dad and to be with my mother for the last few years of her life there. And so during all that, I met my wife, and you know, and she held me down here, kind of, you know, which is fine and great. We have 3 lovely kids, but I back up just a little bit. I met Paul, and I was a Cleverly for about 5 years. We did a great. We released a CD and. The latest CD, I believe, and a music video and stuff through Average Joe Records in Nashville, and that was a good time.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Paul's a funny guy. He's a crazy guy. Yeah,
they're nuts. They're a lot of fun. But and then then now we're up to here, more or less. Yeah.
So you moved to Harrison, helping with your family, and of course, if you want to be in the entertainment, Branson is the obvious closest choice.
When I was a kid, we used to come up here, all the time and go to shows just for.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
So at that point, did you just say, okay, I got to try and find some shows to entertain?
More or less. It was just kind of like, wow, that, it's right up the road. That way, it's kind of a blessing, really, to have Branson as close to home. And I guess that's why I'm still here and not moved back to Nashville or Muscle Shoals or anything like that. I've been down there a few times, too. Branson's really a different place. It's really cool though, like the way it is here, and the players, and nobody's really, out to. It's not as cutthroat as like Nashville, or something like that.
Yeah, I tell people Nashville is very different than Branson, and they like to try and compare the two.
Yes,
and I'm like, I'm like, if you want to see a show in Nashville, you have to go to a bar, and you don't have a seat.
Yeah.
and it, where here it is more of a theater experience where you're sitting in a seat. You don't have to worry about somebody drunk being next to you or whatever.
Yes.
And so
it's a show.
And there are a few shows obviously in Nashville, but not like Branson.
Not like it. Yeah.
So
you have the Grand Ole Opry kind of thing, and I've done the Grand Ole Opry a few times, and it's that thing's just hurry up and go, I mean, they prod you along more or less.
Yeah.
Little Jimmy Dickens and stuff.
Now, do you still live in Harrison? Or
yes.
Okay, so you commute back to which is not that far.
No, not at all. I think it's 28 miles roughly. Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you been here in Branson?
I've been here for I've been back. I've been back 6 years now.
Okay.
Yes, and I've been up here about 5 of those. I've been playing up here.
And so when you were a child, like what age did you start learning to play the instruments at?
I started taking banjo lessons as you gotta say the piano thing, right? My grandfather being the piano player, my mother always wanted me to play piano. So I took piano lessons at 8 until I was about 11. And then I wanted to play something with strings on it. I love the banjo for some reason. Was into bluegrass a lot. I always have been. And So I begged my parents to find a banjo teacher. I found Danny Yancey. I don't know if you know. He was a band leader for, let's see, a 76 Music Hall over here.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Grand Country?
Yeah, yeah.
He was the band leader over there for, I think 20 years or something. But he's retired now. Wonderful steel guitar and banjo player. He's a big mentor to me. And
that's awesome.
And he took me on and showed me a lot of stuff. And I think I was, about 11 or so, something like that. And I took probably 4 or 5 years of lessons from him. And then just kind of picked it up from there on my own. I could, get around on anything that goes this way, none of this.
I always say there's never enough banjo in a show.
True.
I like last night I went to a concert in Fayetteville and it was
cool.
Need to Breathe and a Switchfoot and Need to Breathe.
Man, I'm jealous.
Switchfoot's awesome. Anyway, so Need to Breathe, the guy, they had some guys playing banjo, but the crowd was going nuts when the banjo guy came out because you just don't see the banjo that much, or even then harmonica too.
Yeah, no, exactly. How was Switchfoot, by the way?
Oh, they're great.
Oh, I bet they were great.
They're great.
I love that,
Switchfoot's awesome, and so they and that's the real reason I went. But
sure.
Need to Breathe was good.
Oh
too.
yeah, I bet. I hadn't heard that name in forever. I'm so glad they're out still doing it.
So it was like 6,000 people. So people are going to concerts. Really? People are going to concerts.
Yes, they are.
In I call the free part of the country.
You said Fayetteville, correct?
Yeah. Oh well, Rogers. Rogers.
Okay, Steely Dan is supposed to be coming.
Yes.
I am dying. I'm a Steely Dan freak.
Yeah,
so,
they're coming up over there as well. So
that's it.
Okay, tell you what, this is a good place for us to stop. We're going to come back and talk about all the shows Cole is in just a minute, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We are talking to Cole Lee, and Cole is in 5 shows, 4 shows.
Let's see.
I had to count here. 4.
4.
Thank 4 shows. Yeah. Yes. So let's talk about those shows, and let's start out at the Little Big Show with Rick McEwen at IMAX.
Yeah.
So talk about that show first.
Yes, it's called Rick McEwen's Little Big Show. And what we do is it's me and Rick and Carrie Garrison. She's wonderful singer over at Clay Cooper's. And we do it is off the cuff. We don't rehearse a thing. We take requests. We kind of try to stump the band kind of thing, right? And it's me and Rick on acoustics. I play mandolin and banjo, some whatever it calls for. And we all 3 sing harmony, and we all 3 sing lead as well. And it's a really, really fun show. If you want to see something that's just random and off the cuff, and you can shout anything you want to at any time, and that's
that just shows
really
your
show.
Musical ability there.
Oh, it challenges me every day, which is a lot of fun.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that show a lot.
So you're that one, and so then we move over to the God and Country Theater, and so you're in 3 different shows there. And so let's go through each one of them and talk about them.
Fleetwood Dreams is Fleetwood Mac Dreams is it was for the Terry Awards. It was Tribute Show of the Year is what it was this year, 2021. We got that award, which was nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's been doing really good. I do Lindsey Buckingham's part. More or less. I don't really. It's more of a tribute show. We're not trying to act just like the people, in a sense. But we are doing their songs, and we kind of do them our own way and stuff too. But we stay true to the originals as much as we can. And but yeah, man, we hit all the hits and.
So if somebody if someone's not real familiar with Fleetwood Mac, but they're they probably know these songs.
There's so many.
Can you give us a few of them?
Sure. Let's see. Go Your Own Way's one I do. Then there's Never Going Back Again, which is one I do solo by myself. That's a little nerve-wracking at times, but everybody else is standing up there. But also Dreams as well, which was, it got I think it got a boost back again just recently because of a YouTube video of a guy on a skateboard just like riding down Venice Beach or something, I think, and got like 2 or 3 million views or something like that. And it's just a song playing back, but it's Dreams, and it kind of reboosted it back again. It's a wonderful tune. There's Gold Dust Woman. I mean, we hit every single hit.
So lots of
McVie's hits, Lindsay's hits, and Stevie Nicks hits. And we also do Tom Petty and Stevie Nicks stuff. I'll cover the Tom parts, and we do the Don Henley stuff. I cover Don's stuff as well. That show's great.
Lots
it
of
really is
different stuff
it's good production.
So then you're also in 50 Years of Kenny Rogers.
Yes, I play bass on that one and sing harmony with Shane V and Heather Gentry. And we got a wonderful band. Mark Boyd is playing lead guitar, Paul Oney on drums, and Dale Croy on keys, and me on bass. And man, we get a
Kenny Rogers had tons of hits.
He had so many hits.
Yeah. And then I have the Good Old Boys.
Yep. That's a fun show.
And so what is the Good Old Boys?
Good Old Boys is like Waylon and Willie, stuff. We hit all the old country standards and some not really newer stuff, but just stuff that people may not have heard, but we do Buck, we do everybody. We hit all the old country stuff, and that's a wonderful show too. I play bass on it and sing lead on about half the songs, and Shane sings lead on half of them, and then I sing harmony with Shane. Yeah.
So you're doing like all different musical styles.
Yes. Yeah, and then also me and Carrie Garrison do a. Usually in the off-season time, but we'll book some bluegrass festivals and stuff like that. We'll go on the road, and we kind of got a little bluegrass band.
Really? Well, and she had a bluegrass show for a little bit.
I was in that, Bluegrass Remedy.
Yeah, over there at the Jim Stafford Theater, which, if you haven't heard the news, it sounds like the Jim Stafford Theater is going to be bulldozed. Now, by the time this airs, it may have already been bulldozed.
That's
I don't
nuts.
know. So they would have already had an auction for everything in it. So the rumor in Branson is that a couple theaters will be bulldozed for a new attraction. So I guess we'll have to wait and see if that actually happens. So time will tell on that. Now, normally I would tell people like, hey, here's when all these show times are and the dates. I'm afraid if I ask you that, it would be crazy. But do you know when any of these shows are? Because I'm like,
I've kind of got I have to think every day about my schedule, kind of. But, yes, Sundays and Mondays at 2:30. You can catch a Little Big Show at the IMAX. It's at the Little Opry Theater side there. And let's see, Fleetwood Mac is Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at God and Country Theater at 2 o'clock. And then also, let's see, Good Old Boys is, here we go, Monday and Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. And then the Kenny Rogers Show is on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 8 p.m.
There you go.
Yep,
I'm impressed you knew all that.
It takes me a minute. I wake up every day like, wait, what do I got going today?
Yeah, because to be to coordinate all that, it's got to be a challenge.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of running too, from theater to theater and setting up here and making sure this is set up and running back to the other and making sure your stuff's, and you end up leaving your gear a lot of places. Yeah.
So you're in Branson right now, but what do you envision for yourself in the future? What's Coley doing?
Man, I always reach for the stars for sure. I've always been that way. My wife is super supportive, and I have 3 lovely kids that are just as supportive too as well. And they're wonderful. I love my family. They're great family. I'm so blessed.
Yeah.
But we've talked about moving back to Nashville. We've talked about me doing, that again, and that's what it is. If you go, it's like you're doing it again. You're trying to go.
So do you write any songs?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually have right now it's kind of my own private studio, but it is a full-fledged multi-track recording studio in Harrison.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right next to Guitar Smiths. It's called Urban Market.
You know Jim Smith?
I know Jim and Philip very well. Yeah.
I went to school with Jim.
Did you really? Okay, I got you.
did.
Man, I love Jim. I talk to him about it every day.
Yeah. So I know where that's at down there. You're downtown.
Yeah, I'm in there every day. He'll know exactly where I am.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Folks, Coley is, to me, another example of the great entertainers that we have in our town. He's toured with lots of big artists. He's in lots of different shows, doing lots of styles. So go check him out at one of these shows here in Branson. I'm going to try and hit them all here one more time. The Good Old Boys, Fleetwood Mac Dreams, 50 Years of Kenny Rogers, or the Little Big Show with Mick McEwen over at IMAX, or God and Country. So there you go. You can catch him at one of 4 places here in town. And so we just thank you for being on the show today. So good to have you here.
Thank you.
We'll be back in just a minute to wrap the show up. Hey folks, we want to welcome you back to the show. We want to thank Cole for being on the show. You can see him at the Good Old Boys, Fleetwood Mac Dreams, 50 Years of Kenny Rogers, or Rick McEwen's Little Big Show out at IMAX. So 4 different shows that you can catch him in. I think Cole's just another great testimony to the great musicians and entertainers that we have in Branson. They can play all types of music. They've done things with big entertainers on the road, and then they come to Branson where they want to have a more normal life with their family, and they just entertain folks. And so I love that. Our next week's guest, as of right now, and unless something changes, will be Phil Dalton, who's a new illusionist in town. The other thing I want to tell you about is an upcoming event, and a lot of people do not know about this event. It's almost like a secret in Branson. And it's going to be the end of December. So it's like December 28th, 27th, I think it's December 28th through the 30th, down at the Branson Convention Center. And it's called the Extreme Conference. Now, as a part of that, they have 4 events. Now, it's geared to young adults or youth, but anybody could probably buy a ticket to it. Now, let me tell you who is going to be there. Several entertainers. We have We the Kingdom, a great new band out. We have Andy Mineo. We have Zach Williams, award-winning Grammy artist. And one of my favorite of all time, the biggest Christian rock band in the history of Christian rock, Skillet, will be in town for that event at the convention center. You can buy a ticket to go to all 4 shows, but not very many people know this. So if you want to find out more information, go to their website or Google Extreme Conferences. You'll see it here in Branson. We would love to try and be able to sell that ticket here in the community, and if we can do that, we'll let you know if that can happen. If you do need help planning your entire Branson vacation, be sure to go to ibranson.com. Those folks can help you out, or you can call them at 877-ENTERTAIN. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like us on facebook.com/PlayBranson. Let us know if you have any entertainers you want to see out there, and we will see you next week here on Play Branson.